Welcome, terrified souls, to another chapter of your favorite podcast on the whole internet. Take a seat and relax. We suggest you to use headphones to enhance the experience. You're about to listen a terrifying tale based on true events. The Sleepy Hollow Story. This happened at 9 in October 1759. America wasn't yet the monster it is today. The city of New York was only a marketplace, and its settlements were located on one side of the ocean. All citizens were terrorized by a terrible creature living under the subway's bridge.
The terror started thanks to the Watson family. They were just foreign farmers from the land across the ocean. They didn't want to listen to our warnings and performed a certain rite wrongly on the night of semen a couple of decades ago.
Explain yourself, old guy.
It's all true what grandfather says. They performed the old ritual to drive away the evil spirits that damaged the harvest and the health of the village. But just that night, the moon was as red as blood.
And what happens if there is a blood moon?
It was ignorance that killed them and fed that dying soul.
What the old man means is that on that night, any soul can pass from that world to the earthly, and with that blood moon, the bad souls are stronger.
Mommy, I'm freaking out.
As it happened, an evil soul possessed Mr. Wilson's body and ordered him to finish off the rest of his family, and finally cut off his own head.
But he's not dead. He lives under the bridge.
That's right, but now he uses a burning pumpkin as his head and cuts off the head of anyone who dares to cross the forest.
Enough of their superstitions. I'm tired for them. There's nothing under the bridge, and I'm going to prove it myself. Tonight I'll ride there, and tomorrow I'll ride back as if it were nothing.
Careful with your words, boy. No one who dares to go return to tell us what he or she saw.
Mommy, can we get out of here now?
Don't say we didn't warn you. You have to be careful with things you don't know about.
The man walked away from that place. He thought they only said it to scare people, because he did not believe in those kind of stories, unless of a man on the top of a horse with a pumpkin head.
He arrived at the place where he was staying and took a nap, falling into a deep sleep, when suddenly, tock tock, he heard a loud knock on his door that got up from fright and sat thinking about the story he had heard in the morning. Tock tock. He has heard a knock on his door again and gets up in fear. Opening the door, he sees the children of the town.
Trick or
Trick or
treat.
treat.
For hell, they should be careful how they knock on the door. They almost came in the flesh.
Trick or treat. You have to give us corn to bless the crops. Otherwise, Sleepy Hollow will come for your head at night.
Again with that story, it's not real and stop bothering me with that. I will not give you anything.
Apparently the man sounded annoyed, because the people of the clan kept insisting with the story of Sleepy Hollow. He was about to close his door when he heard the voice of a woman at the end of the corridor.
It seems to me that you don't know anything about the stories that happened in these stores here.
There are things that don't exist. They should stop making stories to scare people.
Tomorrow is October 31, and the spirit of Sleepy Hollow will come out of town. It has more power because it is a blood moon and the demons of darkness gain more strength. If you say so much that it's not real because you don't check it yourself, and go to the bridge at midnight.
And waste my time without anything happening?
In the background of the conversation, the voices of the little children are heard in a mocking tone, saying,
I don't think he does.
She's a cowardly chicken. Ha ha ha.
Cowardly hen,
Cowardly hen,
cowardly hen,
cowardly hen,
cowardly hen.
cowardly hen.
The children ran away laughing, the man turning purple like a grape and started screaming.
Okay, I'm going to prove to you that nothing that you said is real. And tomorrow I'm going to prove it once and for all.
You have to be careful, and if you see him, don't look him in the eye or he will take your head.
A good night.
the man slams his door shut, bubbling so angry that he lay back down on his bed and started thinking about the plan to go to the bridge tomorrow night and find Sleepy Hollow, until he fell sound asleep. The next morning the man woke up and lay in his bed thinking about all the crazy stories he had heard yesterday. Already decided to go at midnight that same day, a totally crazy idea came to him.
Um, hmm, this town is so blind to scaring people with their stories that I'm going to teach them a lesson.
Said the man, totally determined. He looked for a costume so he could dress up as Sleepy Hollow and go out at midnight to scare the townspeople away. At nightfall, the moon was totally red as blood, and he was ready with his costume to go to the bridge and scare people who passed by the place.
Um, the time has come for me to make fun of these people. I wait for someone to pass whack.
He came to the bridge with his costume on and waiting for someone to pass by, but not a single soul. He was about to fall asleep when he heard footsteps and jumping quickly, when suddenly the man's face turned pale and shivering ran through his entire body.
My guy, you're real.
You are the one who has been making fun with the people of this town, right?
No, please. It was not my intention to do it.
Now that you can see me, you know I'm real. And for your bad behavior, I will take your head.
I'm really sorry. Mercy. Mercy.
The man came out, but Sleepy Hollow was very fast. Only a cry for help could be heard, and they never saw the man again. We have reached the end of the story. Tell us what do you think in the comments. And don't you dare to make fun of Sleepy Hollow. See you in the next chapter.